So that takes time.
Yeah, we are.
Yep. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Captivity. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Well, as well as peace and blessings, accepting wonders to the house of name of the elect. All right, we are the Hebrew Israelites out here to prophesy. All right, week in, week out, tell our people who we are. All right, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, Latino Americans. All right, we are Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua select people, man. All right, and this world and the nations of this world are about to receive the judgment on what they've done to Yahweh's chosen people. All right, pursuant to Joel, the 3rd chapter. If a brother will get that in, I believe it's 2nd Maccabees 3:48, one nation have not partaken in her spoil. All right, because around 1619, the nations of this world hit a lick. Okay, so now we're at the incipient beginning of World War III, which is Yahweh's judgment. We're going to find out that's Yahweh's judgment, all right, towards what the nations have done to his people. Because he used the nations as a chastening rod, as a weapon. But now he's about to dispense his weapon. All right? The 2nd Maccabees 3:48 for Dr. Shop.
Said, the nation have not
Partaking in her spoil. This is Maccabees 3:48.
That's the first Maccabees.
Okay. I'm way up. Okay, watch it.
This the book of 2nd Maccabees chapter. No, this is the book of 1st Maccabees chapter 2. All right, and this is I started at verse 8. I started at 7. He said, "Woe is me! Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people, and of the holy city, and to dwell there, when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary to the hand of the stranger. Her temple is become as a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the street. Her young men with the sword of the enemy. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?"
So what nation have not partaken in basically the spoiling of Jerusalem, man? Something that was not talked about in our history books. All right, that the Israelites were spoiled. It wasn't just a slave trade based off global marketing, you know, the transferring of goods and services and human labor. No, it was the nations, all right, partaking in the extraction of Yahweh's jewels on the planet Earth, man. We're that key element in Yahweh's earth that you can't shake up. All right, let's go, brother.
This is Daniel chapter 9 and verse 12. And he has confirmed his words which he spoke against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing up us a great evil. For under the whole heaven has not been done as has been done on Jerusalem. Yep. And that's the point, what you're saying. I can read it in the NLT. Daniel 9 and 12. You have kept your word and done to us and our rulers exactly as you warned. Never has there been such a disaster as happened in Jerusalem.
Yep. Never. And what was that disaster? All right, that great taking of Yahweh's people. And that's the greatest thing that happened in the planet Earth, in the history of the world, that the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom were taken. This is big, man. Starting with 70 AD. You just said the second one.
The second one, yeah. Revelation 11 and 2.
I was saying that was the biggest transfer of population ever. You know, from one hemisphere to the other. The Assyrians, you know, they moved our people, you know, from Samaria and moved them into, you know, modern day Iraq. You know, with this captivity, we was moving from one continent to a whole other continent in another hemisphere. Man. No other nation was transported in that type of fashion in captivity going back to the country.
Okay, this is Revelation 11 and 10. And they that dwell on the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall sing gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth.
It was a gift. we were the gifts going between these Edomite empires. You know, that's why you had the conquistadors. Okay, they would come get northern kingdom and ship them back. All right, to the monarch. Okay, of Spain. Okay, and then you would have the British. Okay, they would gather slaves from the interiors of the west coast of Africa and ship them to the British colonies in America. So we was the gifts transferred throughout the earth. A lot of the others get into the economy that exists today. Started off by slave labor. You know, this economy that exists, every dollar that we see in circulation is rooted back to the slave labor of these people, because why? We have the most talented people in slavery. You know, just like the cartoon Space Jam. Yeah. They had the monsters, they had the best players on the planet. Yeah. They represented, you know, what did they do? They zapped the talent from. Yeah. You know, it was the same thing. Yeah.
That makes sense.
You know, you got
Space Jam. Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, that reminds me of X-Men. Yeah, I gotta go back on, especially that 95. The 95 Space Jam. But that's the thing that's not talked about in the history, man. Because we weren't just sharecroppers, man. Alright, we're in the States. That we drive past the antiquities, or the relics of our own labor. We always going to, first of all, when it comes to the Northern Kingdom, you have Gad and their Indian mounds. So in Pocahontas, either Greenwood or Greenfield, I get them mixed up. But in Greenwood or Greenfield, you have big Indian mounds, man. All right, Gadite mounds, which the elder Zaki eloquently go into, the ancient high places. She was speaking about high places, man. So those Gadite mounds are high places, man. So this is where Gad resided, and this is where Judah was sent to, man. All right? So ultimately, you receive the judgment of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
We had 24 trillion hours of free labor. And if a brother could recollect what was the lifespan of the average Jacob in Islands because of slave labor, man, all right? 24, the age of 24. Because from the time you were a toddler, you're picking, you're chopping down sugar cane.
They were working 44-hour shifts. Because you pick their sugar cane, you had to go in the process and make it bad. Yeah. So Jacob worked 44-hour shifts. You know, like their lifespan had got down like 24 years, you know, for a male slave, man. That's why they had to start. That's why there's a lot of Southern Kingdom in South America. You know, dark Brazilian, you know, they had to go replace them from
dying off.
Yeah, you know.
Yep. Speaking of that, brother forget. Well, we're gonna get. This is spirit. Were you on some brother? You get into Joel because it's actually in Joel.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, starting at verse 1.
Yep.
For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
So we got something called spiritual perspective. All right, we know that World War III is not just a thing that's happening. This is the divine judgment. This is the results of what was done 400 years ago. And that's where you enslaved Gad in the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom, man. All right, and when there was a global slave trade, this is the judgment, Shalom, brother. This is the judgment for a global slave trade, man. And that's why it says, because sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is set of them to do wickedly, man. All right? The Most High is long-suffering, man.
Here it is.
Go ahead, brother.
Here it is. We calling out here charging, and he like, I'm gonna put a C-hip in it.
Yep.
You know, like we already talking about the charges from past, and his idea, like, I'm put the C-hip in it. I ain't never letting you niggas go.
Right. Pharaoh! Pharaoh! All right, go ahead.
Back in Joel chapter 3 verse 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Wait a minute. You could go into the global slave trade. You could go on Wikipedia and go into the global slave trade. Who else was scattered amongst the nations? All right. Ooh, I have to tread word. I have to tread carefully. You can't talk about long nose, but it wasn't long nose. All right. But you could go on Wikipedia and go into the so-called black man being a victim of global slave trade. That's why you can go on YouTube and look up black in Baghdad, black in Iraq, black in India, black in Japan. And what happened to where they were there? The global slave trade. Can you read that last verse, man? Let's go, bro.
Isaiah 11:11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand against the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush.
Yep, which is Ethiopia. So you said Egypt, so over there in North East Africa. All right.
And from Elam.
India.
Right.
The Indies.
Right.
The undesirables.
Right.
Huh?
And from Shinar.
Shinar. And we're going to get real meticulous over here, man. We're going to get real tedious over here, man. Great Millstone University, man. So we not just talking about next like Bishop Bacon, man. Where you talk and y'all, if I talk and you listen. No, we're the Church of Reveal, man. Go ahead.
Listen, the Bible's references to Shinar indicate it was located in the south, possibly Babylonia.
Okay, go.
And from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea.
But wait a minute. Hamath, that's over there in the Middle East. That's where they was fighting over the land. What's that, last year? Against Ishmael and that was there earlier this year?
Right now.
Yeah. The Gaza Strip.
October 7th.
October 7th. But they mentioned Hamath. All right. So, but you got to check out that way.
That's right.
All right.
Verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel.
He shall assemble the outcasts real quick. What's that? Zephaniah 2:1? Let's get that real quick. Just a quick insertion.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together, gather together, O nation not desired.
Gather yourselves together. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Can you read that last part again, please?
This one.
Oh, yeah. It's like I was.
Now you good, bro. Hey, back in Isaiah 11 and verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel.
We're being assembled. Jehovah wickedness didn't do this.
Again, in NLT is pointing out, he will raise a flag, which is the scriptures.
Yep.
All right, back in Isaiah 11 and 12, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
Who's the dispersed of Judah? The so-called Negroes, the Indians, the Haitians. Who's the dispersed of Judah? What you call the global slave trade, when those so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians went to, as you mentioned, Ethiopia, went to Hamath, went to India, all right? They were, you know they were served, Hamath is Ishmael. So you know they were served, you should say something, brother?
Now say against the diaspora, the diaspora. Which goes to the scattering of the Israelites, the Jews.
Come on, man.
It means what?
The scattering of the Israelites, the Jews.
And this is Deuteronomy 28 and 25. The Lord Yahweh shall smite you to be smitten before your enemies. You shall go out one way against them and flee. Back in the scripture, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 25, I'll start over. The Lord Yahweh shall cause you to be smitten before your enemies. You shall go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
And what are those kingdoms? Those different countries that we mentioned. Elam, Cush. All right.
And that's why you have the concept of the Israelite born. Because you're gonna have nations, well, you're gonna have Israelites that look like these other nations because of the curses, because of that scattering, right? But at the same time frame, if their spirit bear witness with the scriptures, they are Israelites.
It's Isaiah 22:17 in NLT. For the Lord Yahweh is about to hurl you away, mighty man. He's going to grab you, crumble you into a ball, and toss you away into a distant, barren land. There you will die.
That's the slave ships. That's the transatlantic slave ship. Because if you go into the KJV version of that, it talks about violently we will be tossed like a ball because to and fro, because we were actually coming over those rough waters, man. Right, go ahead, bro.
So it says, crumble you into a ball and toss you away into a distant.
And you were crumbled like a ball. Look how they stuffed them fucking ships, man. You were crumbled like a ball, right? That wasn't first class over here in this bitch. Right? You was crumbled like a ball. You had Israelites on top of Israelites, right? They were shitting on themselves, throwing up, refused to eat. And what did Master do? He would plow their fucking mouths open and shove food down their fucking throats to sustain them, man.
Knocking out their teeth.
Knocking out their teeth as well.
Hey,
And a lot of Israelites did what? They jumped off them fucking ships to avoid this captivity. And it was so fucking bloody that sharks to this fucking day still follow that route.
Still, man! This is the fucking Matrix, man. Everything we see in the media is to make us forget
Right.
why we're here.
Right.
That's part of the trial of this truth, man.
Right.
You have to get sucked back into this shit. Have that anger of Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
All right?
And you're gonna have teachers that are forward, which means cruel and mean, and you're gonna have gentle. But guess what? Both sets of prophets are still what? The expression of Yahweh Shem Shai. Because when you go into that term expression, it goes into express. Ultimately speaking one's mind. So whose mind are the prophets speaking? Yahweh Shem Shai.
Hey, I want to say this though. Like that gentleman that got that Ben Carson. You got that Ben Carson? This fucking coon ass nigga.
Yep.
It basically says like a lot of people like rape basically like be voluntary bring them over here.
Yeah, we came over here as immigrants.
Yeah,
he said.
that bullshit. Did not one nigga come over here. Come on, I want to go in and get my ass beat.
Right.
Everybody want to do you a fucking lie, dude. Nobody don't want to come and get the ass beat like that, man. So fuck all you niggas feel like that.
Yeah. But you know what? Hey, that nigga gonna get destroyed too. Open tyranny.
Lord will.
Like you said, I got a piece of it with what he just said. You know, to prove that Ben Carson is alive. And that's Isaiah 23, verse 7 and 8. It says, Jeremiah Salaki. Therefore, behold, the days come, says the Lord, that they shall no more say, Lord liveth, which brought up the children out of Israel, out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, which brought up led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country.
Yeah, North America.
Right.
And from all countries, whether I had driven them,
Scattering.
and they shall dwell in their own land.
Yeah, the diaspora. I think dia means through. Spora means to spread. All right,
Spread through.
the nations.
The nation.
Spread through the nations, man.
Four corners of the earth.
Come on, man. All right, go ahead, brother. I got you.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 4, verses 23 and 24. I'm bringing this out because, you know, y'all bringing them charges, and like the priest Yasha mentioned a minute ago, how, you know, these charges are being brought out right now of what this devil is doing, and he's still considering and thinking about his pushing of that corruption and putting it in people, man. Like, not even giving thought of he's going to be judged for all this wickedness, man. And this is one of the reasons why right here. This is the book of Genesis chapter 4, verse 23. And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech. For I have slain a man to my wondering, and a young man to my heart. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold.
Yep. Go ahead, brother.
No, you got it, bro.
No, you go. You can make a point. Though.
Okay, because you know, by that scripture, man, it's like Esau is in this proud state of mind as if nothing is going to happen to him for all the wickedness he have done and touching the apple of the Lord's eye, man.
Because the narrative was Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. This is, no, you know what I'm saying? This is America's narrative.
No, I'm just saying, no.
Yeah, and what was the result of that, though? Yeah, so that was an example, face value, of saying Cain gonna hit you sevenfold, man. A 2,000 body count led to a 250,000 body count, man.
Hey, yeah, the same way the 9/11.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
20 years over there in the Middle East.
Yeah, the same shit. Now they over there.
20 years, man.
They did over there.
Yeah, man. So even the allegations of Jake raping the Edomite woman, Jake raping the Edomite woman, and hundreds of Jakes gotta die. Yeah. And hundreds of Jakes gotta die, man. Rosewood massacre. It was all rooted in you got into it with some Edomite chick. Emmett Till. When they get to that, man, he whistled. Allegedly.
They got that same tactic from Egypt. Look how many Israelite boys were murdered based on what prophecy said.
Yep.
And then the same time frame when Yahushua came.
So even now, man, Planned Parenthood, that's equivalent to you being thrown to the crocodile, man. Come on. This is they call Tyrone, man. Like we're in depth, but the music playing in the background. They be eating the chicken to make us mad, but it's killing us. Like this is the Matrix, man.
And they show you your chicken, your drinks, all of that shit is poison. The music is poison.
The archetypes that we all gotta fit into like 7 archetypes of a so-called black man and a so-called black woman. So either you the gang banging nigga, the pimp nigga, the drug, you know what I mean, the drug nigga, the pastor. It just they clone Tyrone as a fucking archetype of the Israelite man, so they can put you into a mold. Put you into a mold, man. Don't you understand? This is bigger than I'm a black Hebrew Israelite. It's bigger than that, man. You're breaking it. Don't you understand? We're literally breaking the spell. Let's go, bro.
Ecclesiasticus 22 and verse 10. But children being haughty through disdain and want for nurture do stain the nobility of their kindred.
He said, do stain the nobility of their kindred. Because part of the nurturing that we lacked, okay, was true wisdom, man. You know, us not being attached to a legacy, Esau was able to fabricate a legacy for us, man. You know?
Jeremiah 2 and 21. Yet I have planted you a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then are you turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
Don't you know that it's okay to have pride? We have something called national pride. Your whole nation was elite. The Most High planted us as an elite, an exceptional nation amongst all the other nations. So we weren't trying to be that one popular dude in high school. All right, you want to make an effort to be that one athlete that made it after hood. No, the whole nation was popular. Leave everybody else behind. You bought your mama a house, but left everybody else behind. How like you got your piece up, bro?
I want to add that us waking up to our nationality, to who we are, should be a wonder to the world. It should be a wonder to us, because us being spread out through slavery was supposed to be a wonder. And I'm gonna get that. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, starting at 25. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hast hearkened not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandment and his statutes, which he command thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Go ahead, bro.
You see, that was supposed to be a wonder, because everybody know what was supposed to happen to to the people, to his lost sheep. Okay, so they see this happen to the so-called black man. They see what type of slavery happened to the so-called black man. Now you have the so-called black man waking up saying they are the Hebrew Israelites. All this is supposed to be an incredible wonder. Now the elite stand in fear. Now the whole world are pointing at them like, nah, y'all Amalek. Y'all, them.
But the fact that we gotta be careful with our words, because that original sign and wonder was what? The slavery. That was our scarlet letter. If you read the story about the scarlet letter, it's a blur down, but a woman was accused of adultery. So the scarlet is basically a form of red. So somebody, they branded her with the letter A on her garment to signify to the people around her that she's an adulteress. So us getting our ass whooped in slavery was our scarlet letter. And not just a so-called black man, but so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man.
Well, what about when the Sadducees and the Pharisees was trying to put that harlot to death, which was a representation of what? The nation of Israel. But what did Yahushua say? Those that have not sinned cast what? The first stone. And what did he do? He started writing something in the dirt. And what was he writing? Their sins. And that's the reason why they could not cast the first stone, because you were going out too. Right?
That's why Yahushua said the scribes and the Pharisees, they execute the law of Moses, so they're doing the right thing, but do as they say and not as they do, because they're hypocrites, man. Fringes, you know? Go ahead. Now go ahead, cut the spot.
This from ReadersDigest.com. It says 10 institutions you didn't know had ties to slavery. Some of the establishment and traditions that define America have shameful connections to the chains and shackles that bound the blacks who built America. Got one right here, Yale University.
So think about this. If I just gave the corn money after money after money for 100-some years, think about the head start that he has received based on that. Now that's an analogy for what America. America came up off of what? Free slave labor. And that's the reason why it is so great, because it had a mighty head start.
And not to mention how they pushed Gad off the land to establish land to put Jacob on to build up their kingdom in America, man.
So it says Yale University, the U.S. presidency, the White House, the U.S. Capitol.
Because
go ahead, no,
because look, man, all these different institutions, right? I often wonder, like, how did these cities become so industrialized? Like, we're talking about the 1920s, 1930s, Memphis, Jackson, Chicago. That sharecrop money turned into industrialization money. Like, you see, in these towns, and especially cities, because there was always small towns in early America, you know? But how did these cities become erected, man? That sharecrop money, that white gold money got cashed out, and they started to build cities. Come on, man.
Because sharecropping, in a sense, it was almost like more a moderate slavery, because they was allowing them to live on their land, get it still, and use their tools to farm and everything. But by the time they finish farming, and it's time, you know what I'm saying, to pay out, they don't get nothing.
Well, and that's where we get this type of living from. So by the time you pay the Edomite who owns the land that you're farming on, he's gonna tax your ass for using his mules, his plow, his whatever. So by the time, like you said, by the time you pay him, you back broke and you subject to work for him another year.
You gotta be back early that next morning.
So by the time you pay your rent, your utilities, your car note, your insurance, you're back on these plantations. Same shit.
Yeah, let me say, just land back on you. Yeah, the same thing, because you think about it. The house that you own, you don't own. You don't own the land, because you got to continue to pay taxes. And what happens if you don't pay the taxes? They take the house. You know, you can't move the house unless you want a trailer or something. You know, but other than that, you know, you back in that same cycle.
And I keep saying sharecropping, but y'all cashed out after slavery, man. When they, for lack of better words, made slavery illegal, you still had the bag. These banks got, like J.P. Morgan, allowed slave owners to use Jake as collateral for borrowing land. But getting along, man, Jake was used as collateral.
And if I might add, they allowed Esau to claim themselves to be of a Gadite or a Native American to reap the benefits that they supposed to give the natives for the land, man.
I'm 1/16 Gad, man.
Take this big check.
Yep. All right, we're gonna go by that metric. We're more Gad than Edomite.
Good.
All our grandma Choctaw and Creole, you know. Because that's what Jake was doing. Jake was coming out of the islands of Haiti in the south. You know, he had Judah, Levi, Benjamin, and was getting them yellow bones back then. The Creoles and Choctaw. All right.
The other one is the banking industry. It says the next time you make a bank deposit, consider this. You might be doing business with a financial institution that exists today because a bank or its predecessor banks benefited from slavery economics. In 2005, J.P. Morgan Chase, the CEO, apologized for the involvement two of his subsidiaries had in the slave trade. During the 19th century, Citizens Bank and Canal Bank in Louisiana, now part of J.P. Morgan, accepted slaves as collateral for loans to plantation owners in the South.
Jake was used as a collateral for loans to plantation owners in the South. Us. And the new slavery is dead. That's why Wells Fargo had to pay $150 million because they was discriminated against Southern and Northern Kingdoms for subprime mortgages. So you have to pay way more money for your mortgage than the Edomite did, man. Who had the same credit score you did. All right.
So then they're going to announce this. We apologize to the African American community, particularly those who are descendants of slaves, and to the rest of the American public for the role that Citizens Bank and Canal Bank played. The slavery era was a tragic time in U.S. history and in our company's history. The company also set up a $5 million scholarship for funds for black undergraduates in Louisiana.
Just Louisiana. Hey, but you know what? A gift destroys the heart. All right? All right, we're not here for no scholarship. We want you, boy. All right?
Jeremiah 50:33. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the sons of Israel and the sons of Judah were oppressed together.
Wait a minute, let's slow that down. The sons of Israel and the sons of Judah, man.
That's right.
You see the movie 12 Years a Slave, you had Solomon North up, all right? They showed that one scene when he was around Gad. Gad was playing an instrument, but like we brought out earlier with the spirit, all right, Northern Kingdom was down there in Central America, all right, but that was dying off in those islands. That was dying off in Central America, so they had to send Judah down there with them. They were literally oppressed together. Literally oppressed together, man. And like I said, we all got Gad on our mama's side. And you break this shit down, we got Creole, Choctaw. Now they might, some of them might be Judah or Levi, but from a lot of us, because we were oppressed together. Because oppression don't just mean we was picking crops.
Right.
You got your land taken.
Yeah.
You oppressed.
Or now, look at us now. We got houses and cars, but we're still oppressed.
Yeah, because guess what? On my job, I'm in the plant in Northern Kingdom in the recycle bin, in the recycle area, man.
Oppression together.
We're oppressed together, man.
That's right. And all that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go.
Because that charagma is him refusing to let us go. The fact that slavery has been, what's that word? Abolished, for lack of a better word. But slavery has been abolished. We're still here. What type of shit is that? Like we free but not free. Because free means you got your own land. You got your own sovereignty. And this nigga, he physically emancipated us, but he didn't spiritually emancipate us. He didn't spiritually liberate us. But even like when you
Now, listen, that's spiritual because you think about like with ancient Egypt, how the Lord stayed within second nature, he gonna smite Egypt for plagues as before. So what he do with Pharaoh back then? He hardened his heart. So he's doing the same thing to new Pharaoh.
like somebody said in a particular podcast, I think his name is Blue Key, or Blue Pill. He was in the podcast with 19 Keys. It was 19 Keys and Blue Pill. But that was basically saying like Eve is a computer. He was basically saying the black man in America is a battery. We're America's battery. The so-called, but I have to say, so-called black Hispanic Native American man with a battery for America.
Workforce, security, entertainment, construction, consumerism.
With the battery.
That's right.
Now, you just unplugged Ishakar away from this setup.
And the strategic slavery he do now, because how y'all mentioned like how the scripture said that he refused to let us go, right? So if you working for one of these corporate companies, right, and they fire you, you know, still, you're not free like the other was saying. You're still not free because he fired you. That's just gonna be more oppression if you don't hurry up and what? Go get another job somewhere. So you steady in an oppressive state, man. He's not gonna let you make it. You can't go live off the grid. Cause he find you. He gonna find you and fine you. You know what I'm saying? For whatever the case may be. You know, so there's no outlet of freedom from this society under rulership of the devil is stuff about where Yahweh Shai's return. Man.
Beautiful, man. And just to, oh, my bad.
I was just gonna say, well, he destroyed everything where you can't live off the grid. You know, your crops, you have a hard time growing your crops. You have a hard time finding animals or clean animals to eat. You know, the deer, they got all kinds of diseases in them now, so you don't know if something good or not. So, I mean, without Yahweh Shai, you just can't make it.
We all supposed to be dead. You know, we all supposed to be dead.
And, and even if we had those things, we've been so gone from independence. We don't know how to come together as a collective and really start a so-called community. Be self-sufficient, man. The American so-called black man, he's nefariously known for being dependent on the government.
And that's the reason why MLK was sent to you niggas.
Yep.
Because right then you were so-called self-sufficient. But what did he do? He assimilated you into Esau's economy.
Yep.
And now you went from having your own banking system and things of that nature, your school system, your own pharmacists, your own doctors, hospitals. And now when you did that integration, look at us now, man. We're not even self-sufficient. Why? He knew, Michael King, I got one. Well, Ruth 3 and 8, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
And what Jake don't get about that, man? What Jake don't get about that? You know, Jake act like he living his best life because he got a few Federal Reserve notes. But you're getting them Federal Reserve notes by hitting the clock every day. Even if you got your own platform, own business, man. Those Federal Reserve notes, that little income you get, it's coming from Esau either. And if he wants to at any given moment, he can shut your ass down, man. All it's gonna take is a slip of the tongue, or you not willing to take a particular covenant with him, and he'll shut you down, man. So you getting this day in your captivity.
You need a license to drive.
Yep.
You need a birth certificate when you're born, right? You need a passport to travel.
License to marry your woman.
You need his education, goddamn, to get a job. You need a license to marry your woman, but you need to say we free.
But then on top of that, if you have your own business, you gotta go to him to buy the material.
That's right. And you have to incorporate yourself.
Yeah. You gotta file that shit at the end of the year.
And really, when you break it down from that perspective, you just working for him again.
That's
it.
If I had to get the product from you,
The loan from you.
the loan from you, I'm
What the
just
scripture like? What the scripture say? You still go to your one. You still go to your enemy for one of all things.
You gotta bring that one out.
then I gotta pay you back for the building.
Right.
Like, bro, I'm your employee.
Right.
I'm doing this shit for you.
And then you charge me usury on top of the loan.
Yep.
So now it takes me 20 years to pay you back.
Sharecropping on a different level.
But like going back to Brother Lamar's point, like our people within this matrix of America, they liken into those prisoners. You know, they've been so institutionalized. So you got Jake trying to, decorate their prison cell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got grills up in there. and shit like that.
Like, you got to go ahead, bro. This is what you're saying.
No, so you got Jake in this cell doing the same thing. They done really got comfortable here within this pit stop. They forgot, really forgot why we were here. It's a particular spiritual reason why we were here. It was never for us set up to get comfortable here within this city.
Why is the most famous neighborhood in Chicago right now O Block? That's you decorating your prison cells, man. It's a tourist spot. It's a tourist spot, man. There's more things going on in Chicago besides niggas. All right.
Hey, can I bring something out? This is a quote for y'all. And this is a quote by Johann Wolfgang. None are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free.
Those to our people believing through this concept of American dream. So you gotta be asleep in order to believe it. You know? So another part of the institution that had ties to slavery, you got the U.S. currency. I'm gonna get to one in particular. Wall Street. So it's the part of New York City that has long been a symbolic representative of the United States economic supremacy. Wall Street is not without its own trucking slavery connection. Just 2 blocks away from the New York Stock Exchange was one of the largest slave markets in the country. Here's another largely unspoken connection. Slaves built the wall for which Wall Street was named. Although New York became the first state to enact a law completely abolishing slavery. In 1827, it continued to earn revenue from the cotton pick by unpaid slave labor. So yeah, so the first commodities of the so-called New York Stock Exchange were Negroes. That was the first commodity or stock that was on the New York Stock Exchange.
And you can get that in Revelation, where it says, it's the 18 and her was found the souls of men. You know?
And Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness,
This is what we're doing now.
right, before the face of such as have afflicted him.
And who's the face that we're standing in front of? Esau, Edom. Because we're standing in front of Edomites as they pass by us, and then we're on the elites facing them, because they're watching us.
Yeah.
All right, these movements are being made, and these legislations are being made because the voice of Yahweh, as you spoke earlier, he's speaking to us, is being made public to them. All right?
And made no accounts of his labors.
You made no account of those 24 trillion hours we worked. You know, 24 billion hours. I can't remember. I think it's probably 24 billion. It's a lot of hours, man. All right?
Another institution, American whiskey. The beloved whiskey icon Jack Daniels may not have benefited directly from the slave trade, but it might not exist without it. The labor force that produced whiskey during the 1800s was largely made up of black Americans, slaves who perfected recipes of the spirit.
Yeah, because we was heavy into moonshine and anything that allows you to grope in the noonday. You know? Jake had all type of hacks. Jake was in big leagues, man.
How you know that's true when you go to prison? What they make, I think it's called pooch or something, where they get the different fruits, they put them in a garbage bag, and somehow they distill it, and next thing you know, you have alcohol.
Yeah, hey, back in the day, yeah. Back in the day, they'll take fruit cocktails, man, and let it ferment. You know?
Back in Wisdom of Solomon 5:1, and made no account of his labors.
Yeah, so it says right here, blacks contributed greatly to the evolution of American whiskey, but they have yet to be recognized for it. It's extremely sad that these slave distillers will never get the credit they deserve.
Look at how much we haven't got for credit. I mean, we built basically the world, and we built other countries as well. You know,
The traffic light, the fan in the refrigerator, all that shit. The ACs.
Yeah, because Jake was the reason why you can take an 18-wheeler from Florida to California, and the fruit doesn't ride over, man. All right? He invented that what they call a reefer unit, a refrigerator unit for an 18-wheeler, man. See, it's not just about we know how to dance, man. It's not just about, it's an assault on the earth. That doesn't mean we just good actors like Jamie Foxx, entertainers. No, you're the ingenuity of the earth. You're the ingenuity, you know what I'm saying, bro? Ingenuity. Yeah, you're the ingenuity of the earth, man. We get things going. All right?
yeah, he saw his face.
Hey, let's get into some of that ingenuity, man. We host the brother.
All right, it's Baruch 4. Get to the point. Let's start verse 30. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve.
Well, that goes right into Isaiah 11:11. When we named all those cities that we serve. Now, primarily those cities are in America. All right? But ultimately, it's cities dispersed throughout the world. It's a field. All right?
So miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons.
Wait a minute, and then miserable is going to play out the World War III, which is what we were going to open up in a lesson for the spirit shift gears. Okay? It's going to be that miserable World War III. The nations assembling themselves really get that ass with them, man. Based off what they did under the global slave trade. All right, you get group 4 and 6.
Just back on Sappor's point, like, that's why it goes into Revelation 18 chapter. Thus with violence should that great city Babylon be thrown down. Or look at the so-called establishment of America. You know, it came off of violence. So it's going to go out by violence, you know. And you look into the word America, what it goes into, it means bitter. It's bitter for you Israelites, man. Like this Baruch 4 and 6. It says, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High Yahweh to wrath. you were delivered unto your enemies. For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High Yahweh.
Which is why there was a global slave trade. And the most potent part about it, I'm just doing a rough estimate. The book of Deuteronomy, which is part of the Dabarah, they had to have been written 2,000 years BC. Because Moses was here around 2000 BC. Because you had King David, King Solomon was here around 1000 BC, 1200 BC. So I believe King Rasha, Moses, was here like 1,000 years before that. So you can correct the comic book references. Yeah, so we believe that Moses was here like 4,000 years ago. Well, I'm just saying, if King David was here 3,000 years ago, the Moses must have been here 4,000 years ago. And I'm saying all that to say that contract in Deuteronomy 28 was written 3,000 years before slavery took place. So it is already written that if you break these laws, you're going to go into slavery. Then guess what happened? Lo and behold, a nation of people who they call in today's time so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, was into slavery. It was dispersed among other nations. It's documented. Right?
Deuteronomy 28:68. And Yahweh shall bring you into Egypt again with ships.
Now Egypt means bondage. All right? To Exodus 20. You don't go into the actual Egypt with ships that's walking distance. It's like going from Jackson, Mississippi to Memphis, Tennessee. Brooklyn, Connecticut to New York. Alright, so no, we're talking about symbolically Egypt. Alright?
Emphasis. By the way, whereof are spoken to you.
Going back to the water. Going back to that contract in Deuteronomy 28. And then what did it say in what's that, Deuteronomy 32? I said I was saying to the nations. I told you I was saying to the nations. But Deuteronomy was written in the law 4,000 years ago. And let me get this right quick. I want to get the text on point. All right? Yeah, about the shop.
Back in Deuteronomy 28:68. You shall see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
And there's reference to our homeland, Jerusalem. You know?
No man shall buy you.
I'll look you up. Isaiah 52:3. But this is what the Lord Yahweh says. When I sold you to exile, I received no payment. Now I can redeem you without having to pay for you.
Right, so the Most High is going to redeem us. Why? So like it through the hand of his son Yahweh. Right, so when it comes to redeem, so a physical man within the flesh, such as MLK, Tupac, or any other ghetto hero these niggas got, they cannot deliver you. This is a spiritual.
I stand correctly, says Moses, but he had a lifespan of 1391, 1271 BC. So like you said, around 1,200 years before Howard shot.
Right. I thought it was about 1,000. Yeah. So look, this is all spiritual. So therefore, Yahweh Shai is coming back to redeem us, man. Hence his name, Yahweh Shai. He is the Savior. Right? That's the conception. That was one of the reasons why he was conceived. So he can save our people.
So it wasn't going to be saved or delivered by monetary gains.
Right.
You know, like our people love to talk about reparations. We actually go to where reparation goes to repair. You know, because, man, it's like, but yeah, you know, due to slavery, it gave us an incurable wound. So we need to be repaired. That's why Yahweh Shai said those who are sick need a physician. You know, but when Yahweh Shai returns back, Lord willing, we'll apply the hopefully elect. When you read Malachi the 4th chapter, he said that he's going to come with healing in his wings. Because we're sick. You know,
This is all spiritual. The Most High. And the Most High put us in this. And the Most High will take us out of it, man.
so we're going to be redeemed without money. It's not going to be by no means of monetary gains, no reparations, and nothing like that. Our people already looking forward to something like that, you might well get past that, man. Only Yahweh Shai fits that criteria.
Just going into Deuteronomy 32:30. How should one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock has sold them? and Yahweh has shut them up.
Going back to Geronimo, American Legend, that movie came out in the early 90s.
That's right.
When Geronimo stayed at the end, he could like run, like swift like a horse.
That's right.
He was untouchable by the Esau's guns. He said something with his, I forgot what
His
name.
creator?
Yeah, I forgot what name.
The Great Spirit.
The Great Spirit.
Great Spirit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That shows you that spiritual like that.
right.
He knew through the Spirit that, hey, if he can't do it by his own means, if the Most High, a higher power, you know, he sold him.
And he has some spiritual awareness because if you're that fast, you're that stronger, you're smarter, so you have to know, okay, look, hey, back in the day, Gad was able to goddamn it dodge a soldier and then touch him on their shoulder and come back and kill him. So it has to be a greater spirit that had them in subjection. And that great spirit is Yahweh Bashim Shah.
So there was something called the Eco Warriors. It was documented that Gad would run 100 miles. The water in the mouth. But guess what? Right now, the city outside of Mexico, the town outside of Mexico, they're running about 200 miles. They're running. They can run all day barefoot. All right, eat a little corn and run.
And I want to say it was documented too. I don't know if it's in a book of James or Deere, but it was a researcher. He actually witnessed goddamn Gad run down a deer, a road, and just grab him and fucking take him down. Do you know how fucking fast and agile you have to be to run down a fucking deer?
Because animals can't even run down deer.
What?
Like predators be like getting juked up, man. Like and what, man? So hey, Gad basically had spiritual power,
Right,
man.
that's right.
Hey, the nation of Israel was on a high vibration, man.
And that's the reason why you have the conception of what the skull and bones. Because that's Geronimo's skull and bones being worshipped and shit. Because they knew he was a great man.
Created for Yale University.
That's right, bro.
When you think about it, with the animals running down the animals, you have to know what that animal's tendency is to know how that animal moves. And that's the same way Esau has done with us. We know our tendency. He have studied us. You know, they'll show pictures, movies where Gad will be sitting in the woods watching a deer for hours. You know, just to see what his tendency is.
Because Esau was known to be a hunter, but he got that style from Gad. Because he could go to Walmart and Bass Pro Shop and you get the TPs, you know? And he got all this hunting equipment, sets. The fact that where did Esau learn how to kill the America? Because this goes back to the pioneer movement. But where did the pioneers get their information from? Yeah,
The
man.
Constitution came from Gad.
The Iroquois Indians,
That's
man.
right, bro.
All right, because it tells you in Genesis, in the ASV, it said Jacob was a civilized man, dwelling in tents. And the original Constitution by the Iroquois Indians, so-called Iroquois, those are Constitution that create civilization.
Right.
Because that's one Jake, he's like a Cuban Jake, right? He was like, the so-called white man is not civilized, in the sense that he doesn't know how to maintain peace. And so
You know, the older movies, they say the uncivilized man, you know, white man, devil, uncivilized. And they call him devil.
uncivilized because you're known as the wild man. You're known as that come on, man. It's hard to see how Esau is painting his own picture of himself. So it's hard for you to see Esau wills through the eyes of other nations. It's hard to see who the so-called white man is through Hebrew eyes, through traditional eyes. Because we've never lived, I speak for myself, I've never lived amongst other nations. I've only lived in the belly of the beast. So I don't know how off as a person this man is. If you're raised by ratchet hood people, you don't understand how uncouth you are. You're a product of their upbringing.
So you get around another situation.
So you go into that middle class and robbing and realize, like, bro, I'm a little hood.
You know, around etiquette.
Yeah, you're around etiquette, like, I'm a little ratchet.
We taught them etiquette.
We did. We taught them a fork and a knife. Right, our cities were lit up when you were still walking on dirt roads, man. But guess who? You painted a picture of yourself that you are the source of being civilized through the Roman Empire. Your history doesn't go back beyond Roman Empire.
That's right.
It doesn't go back beyond Grecian, man.
So when you found Gad, they were already civilized.
Right. So you painted this false narrative in the so-called school systems, you know what I'm saying, like they were just savages. But the true actual savage was you the whole time. Now we're coming to that point within your end of your movie Your part within the boat that the Most High set up, and we're finding out who you are now. You know what I'm saying? Now you're being found out. That's just what you said it was going to be. You know?
Jeremiah 10:16, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things. And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name.
This is a quote right here from the Native American about the so-called white people. When the white man discovered this land, Indians were running it. There were no taxes, no debt, and women did all the chores. Only the white man could try to improve a system like this.
And they got this understanding from what? The law. The law.
It's real talk, man. Because laws create civilization. The greatest thing you could do is create. All right, what's up, brother? Shalom. The greatest thing that you could do is create laws, all right, that allow men to cohabitate, allow different tribes and different nations of people to cohabitate, man. Our ecosystem, all right.
And this is 2nd Ezra 13:41. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country.
Because them niggas, Assyrians weren't civilized.
Let me say, since you said there's a point. 2nd Ezra 13:40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hoshea the king, whom Salmanasseh the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
North America.
That's right.
North America. New Canaan. Come on, man. Canada. Come on, man.
That's right.
All right, and we're such a beautiful people. This is how you know we're not you, Esau. We knew how to go to a land and respect its resources.
Yeah.
We didn't overly extract the resources. We didn't import animals that threw off the ecosystem. All right, and you know, because when this man came, the conquistadors, you brought in the earthworm, the nightcrawler. You brought in rats and roaches. The germ, you know what it did? It threw off the ecosystem. So the face of America 500 years ago was not the face of America now. And then through the hunting culture, Esau's a cunning hunter. You brought a lot of animals down to an endangered species.
You sure did.
Hence the movie Avatar: The Way of the Water. All right, that you brought a hunting culture during the 17th, 18th century, and so on and so forth, and brought those whales down to a low level.
You're supposed to give that game time to repopulate.
But you niggas are not civilized.
That's right.
If you were civilized, you would know that.
Exactly.
You would have regenerative measures in your practices, man. Because the earth has to regenerate, man. Hey, Gad had that land Shabbat, man.
That's right.
That allowed that soil to regenerate those nutrients, man.
Got you, bro.
Come on,
Verse
man.
42, that they might there keep their statues,
Yep.
which they never kept in their own land.
Yeah, because the king of Assyria took over. All right, that's why. Was it the Assyrians was in the land of Israel?
The northern kingdom was in Samaria, so Hosea, I think it was Salmanasseh the 5th, came and extracted them and took them to Assyria.
But what I was gonna get into, was that Cush, they went into our land and most sent those lions on them because they were, I don't want to get it mixed up with water, bro. You know? Alright? See, we're not fucking playing, man. Alright? Yahweh Shema Shai is not fucking playing, man. But our people are so royal. So-called Seminoles, Reuben, they had the turbans in America. The Reubenites had the turbans in America, man. And one thing about a Reubenite is you can't conquer him. And that was a crown. All right? Reuben unstable as waters. The royal people, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai's precious jewels, was already in America. You came and fucked it up. All right? But you heard that church? All right? But your weird ass history, your history was boring as hell. Your history, you talk that you brought civilized. They came over here as Puritans. Edomites came over here as Quakers and Puritans to exercise religious freedom. No, fuck no, man. You came over here as rejects and pedophiles.
All right, that history to back you up. 2 Kings 17:22. For the sons of Israel, Back in 2 Kings 17 and 22. For the sons of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did, they departed not from them, until Yahweh removed Israel out of his sight, out of their land, as he had said by all his servants the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria until this day. Verse 24. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon, and from Cutha, and from Ava, and from Hamath, and from Seraphim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the sons of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. And that's how you get to John the 4th chapter with that heathen woman from Samaria. This is the history. That's right, brother. They were implants. Verse 25.
Just like now!
That's right, brother.
Implants!
That's right, brother.
All right?
That's right. Verse 25. And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not Yahweh. Therefore Yahweh sent lions among them, which slew some of them, these heathens.
Because you are not keeping the house rules.
That's right, bro.
Yeah, the Most High gave Israel to you. When you came to the land of Israel, you still got to keep them house rules,
That's
boy.
right, bro.
All right? That's why when it goes to those road notes, it says in the land of righteousness, you should not keep righteousness.
That's right.
In the land of uprightness.
That's right. Uprightness.
Yep.
Right. Verse 26. Verse 26. Wherefore they spoke to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which you have removed, Solomon Nasser the fifth, and placed in the cities of Samaria, know not the manner of the Most High of the land. They didn't know how to keep the law, statutes, and the commandments. Right? Therefore, he has sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the power of the land. Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry there one of the priests whom you brought from there.
Well, that's what Levites do. Most High can send a Levite to really tutor everybody into the law.
Lawyer.
A lawyer.
Lawyer.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Groom you into the law.
That's right.
Levites are special.
That's right.
All right?
And what it means join.
Not to cut you off, but that's what's going on now. Have y'all noticed all the different animal attacks on people and on the heathens? All the shots, I mean, every other day I'm hearing shots come attack somebody or kill somebody. And just as that thing that came on my phone was 200 crocodiles somehow got loose in the city of Mexico and unaccountable for from the heavy rain.
Go!
So, you know.
Spirits pray for vengeance, man. The teeth of wild beasts. All right?
Back in 2 Kings 17 and 27. And let them teach them the manner of the Most High of the land. Then one of the priests whom they had carried away from Samaria came and dwelt in Bethel and taught them how they should fear Yahweh.
So it was the king of Assyria that affected us. So Jake was amongst the Assyrians like, we can't keep the laws here.
That's right.
These bitchy niggas, man.
Right.
See, we went all into street culture back then.
Right.
We didn't want to be Bloods and Crips like that. All right. The culture was really royalty, etiquette, civilization, purity. The culture was purity, man.
And the king knew that. That's why he did what? He had that Levite transported from Assyria back to Samaria, and he taught them the law, statutes, and the commandments to stop those lions from attacking those heathens.
And going back to those alligators being unaccounted for, right? Did it not say in Ezekiel, what's it, the 39th chapter, how the Most High gonna summon all these ravens for a great feast? So show you what? The Most High can summon animals. So if there's over 200 crocodiles unaccounted for, who summoned them? Who drew them out of the waters and said, go get them? Alright? Showing you that they got a command from Yahweh. That's how birds, if it's a desert, it ain't going to go.
Ezekiel 39:17. And you, son of man, thus saith the Lord power, speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves and come, gather yourselves on every side to do my sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice on the mountains of Israel, that you may eat flesh and drink blood.
Yeah, so Most High can summon birds, he can summon any animal in his plan. It's his plan.
That's right.
Go ahead, Captain.
Isaiah 13:4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Let's go to the nukes. The Lord Yahweh of hosts mustered the hosts of the battle. When you go to the word muster, it goes to like congregate or assemble. So Lord, he has that type of power and authority. He be able to congregate animals, nuclear missiles,
Which are his arms.
armies, you know what I'm saying? Anything of that matter, and he will do it with his blood and everything. What does his word say? He gonna congregate all of Israel back together and bring them back to the land.
So we've been summoned. Right. Gather yourselves together. Oh, they should not retire. And what are you doing? All right?
This Baruch 4:36. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High.
They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One. So we've been summoned. We've been called. All right? Now, we're my sheep hear my voice. We've been called, man. All right? Was it, yeah,
This is Exodus chapter.
because Jake wasn't just sharecroppers, man, and plumbers. We had that in our hierarchy, but we had great men at the level of that. All right?
This is Exodus 1 and 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the sons of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it comes to pass that when there falls out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
His plan eugenics movements, because after slavery, it was no more asset that Esau must be produced. Yep, that's why we were called human resources. Like you said, the war on drugs, the prison industrial complex, all those things is a solution to us populating in a land that we were never supposed to be free in.
All right, so Esau always been tapped into the spirit of depopulation.
Depopulation,
You know, so fast forward to the ancient Rome, when Yahushua was born, what they tried to do? Kill the Hebrew boys who was under 2 years old. You know?
Extreme measures, man. And like I said in the movie Prince of Egypt, he was like, sacrifices must be made for the greater good. Hence, female rappers bragging about aborting their babies. So these are not implants.
That's right. That's right.
Females talking about aborting their babies, man. All right? Or not building nothing with the Israelite man. He's a CIA operative, man. I don't give a fuck who your favorite rapper is. Kendrick, 21 Savage, Dirt, Lotto, Glorilla, J. Cole, Kanye. They're the clones of Tyrone. They represent the archetypes that Esau wants you to emulate. He wants you to imitate their actions, man. All right? You're set to self-destruction. All right? You're under fucking MK You're under mind control, man.
Niggas got a lot of blood on your hands too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what you're doing, you're not just misleading a particular people, like just a company of other people. This is the Most High shows the people that you mislead. You're Judas folks. Yeah. So that requires a lot of blood upon your hands, you know?
Hey, just going to back up some points. This is Matthew chapter 2 and verse 16. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth and sent forth and slew all the sons that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, in Ramah, where there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted because they are not. You know?
Don't think about it. During the time of Moses, that happened because, you know, they put Moses in a little manger and he floated and he was found by Pharaoh's daughter. She took him back. Then Yahweh shot. And then think about it, it's going to come again of the first one. You know, when the flood come in and they come in to get the 144, you know, they coming in to kill. You know, but Yahweh Shah gonna stand up then. That's when Michael will come and help deliver. You know, some will die, but some don't, you know.
And the majority of us won't die.
Right.
Because it's not set up for the majority of the elect to die. And you know what's gonna happen? When elect to die, it's gonna be as though you're watching yourself in a movie. I have reason to believe for those of us who's gonna get that guillotine, you're gonna be watching yourself get that guillotine, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna be watching your head get chopped off, man. Hey, because you're not your body, you're a spirit. All right, you might have an out of body experience, man. It is part of his. Why would the Most High set you up to be all fucked up like that, man? Let's go, bro.
Ecclesiastes 1:13. Whoso fear the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death.
Don't you know the elect are favored? We're called the favorites, man. Why would the Most High give us the same judgment as 2/3, man? We obey.
See, we've been spiritually nuked now, like you always say.
We're offering up those righteous sacrifices. The Lord, this probably going to be the ones that not offering up those righteous sacrifices. Those like a smoking to the Most High's nostrils. You know,
We repented.
That's right.
We Israelites.
Yeah.
We keep the laws
That's right.
to the best of our
To the
ability.
best of our ability.
In the land of drawing waters. Let's go, bro. Let's go, bro. This is our culture,
And
man.
that shows you we're still in captivity, what the Zipporah just quoted. In the land of drawing waters. That's symbolic for what? Slavery.
Which is why we wear sackcloth.
That's right,
Not
bro.
all this elegant attire.
Yeah.
Now, you know, you got the aqua, they do their thing, man.
Right.
Because scripture speak about Tabitha, the garment maker, man. So sisters coming in the spirit of Tabitha, man. So of course they're gonna bring that artistry. But typically, this is still sackcloth. These aren't akbadas and you know with the fringes. Alright, so this is, we're saying no, we don't like it here. You know? So we're not institutionalized prisoners. We're hastening to be loose. Alright? Alright? I had a tape, man. My coworker, he showed me a clip of his brother, like basically going live in prison. He was like, man, basically my brother institutionalized. So his brother in jail with the phone, showing his money and shit in the jail cell, like, yeah. Like, yeah, my brother institutionalized, man. That's 2/3 of our people, man. The same person, man.
And you know what? We used to watch this show, Locked Up. Yeah, that was going too. Yeah, something was like, anyway, it was a prison show. But a lot of those institutionalized criminals, when they would get out after 25 or 40 years, they would go right back. They would do something to go right back because now they're saying, look, I can't function. That's like you got a lion and now you made him your pet and you try to put him in the desert. He gonna come right the fuck back. He don't know how to survive.
And now you emasculated him.
That's right, bro.
Because to be a man, to be an Adam, we're Adamites.
That's right.
We're sons of Adam. Adam means what? From the ground. So how can you not till the ground that you're from?
That's right, bro.
How can you not work the earth that you came from?
Right.
So just how lion, part of his manhood is to know how to hunt.
Right. And it's better off to be dead than to be caged up like a fucking animal. Because when you go into that term prison, right, it goes ultimately into what? Repent. So when you come back, you're supposed to be really a man of Yahweh Shem Al-Shah. But what happens? Based on those conditions, those circumstances, and that environment, you become a worse criminal than before.
Oh yeah, the penitentiary goes back to repent.
Penitentiary, so like the penitentiary.
And this is the penal island.
That's right.
This is like Rikers Island. And it requires all this. But this is like this is a penal colony, man. It's an island for prisoners. Like Australia was an island for prisoners, man. They were little subjects, little lab rats, man. All right.
Think about it. You got an unclean spirit up in there. You know, so you know they just passing spirit from spirits to spirits. You know.
And you saw intentionally, he already know how Jake is, and you be institutionalized like that with the same sex. Well, next thing you know, they be dealing with one another. Man. You took out what Conjugal marriage, conjugal visits, to stay away for the most part in most states.
It's not natural. Like show me in Jerusalem in our law we just sit up in prison. You know, we had swift judgment. And in your law, if you stole from Gad, you had a right to a speedy trial. So you'll be in jail forever, man. Before you have a trial, man. And you frustrate the court system by pleading innocent and want to fight for it. So you're slowing down their traffic. So they'll actually punish you for fighting for your freedom, man.
Look at Yahushua. When Yahushua was what? When he was taken captive, they summoned the judgment, and then he was put to death. He didn't wait no 2 years, no 4 years, no 5 years. No. You supposed to get that judgment and go on about your business.
Okay, nigga, I hate to say his name, but he was a so-called warrior. You know, he was locked up about 12, 13 years old.
Oh, yep.
That nigga about like 60. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You know, that nasty, disgusting nigga.
Yeah.
You know, never touched a woman at that time frame.
Right.
So that pretty much gravitated him into what we is.
Yeah, exactly. Esau, you're responsible for that. No, you put Jake in these fucked up conditions and things of that nature. You have to pay for that. Yeah, we know it's all about the curses, but guess what? You're benefiting from the curses, man.
He probably got sodomized when he was young, up in the penitentiary. And when he got older, hurt people.
I'm sorry.
Yep. Because those were aggressive spirits, man. Those were aggressive spirits, man. You know? To want to force an angel, you know, the angel looked masculine. Why the Most High had the feminine looking angels? So to want to sodomize a masculine looking man, you have to be an aggressive motherfucker yourself. Oh yeah, as he said, I'm a warrior. You know? A warrior, alright. You know? See, Jake filthy, but hey, that's why we have laws to govern your beastly nature. Because that's all in your flesh. That's why Keisha gay, Jake is on the down low, you know?
Verse 5, it says, Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded that ye should do so in the land whither ye should go and go to possess it.
If I can say something, that's another reason why Esau was separating our families during slavery. He's going to pair you and him or her and him or things of that nature, and then instruct you, telling you who you are not. Because if the family unit is together, through tradition, we're going to pass on the concept we're Israelites. Right?
That's right. Because how can that line, how can a lineage is a line? How can you continue a lineage when you cut the lines?
That's right.
You like you said, the swords in Deuteronomy 28 chapter, how your sons and daughters should be shown to another people. No other nation has that like happened on a global level.
Right.
Where we know, because I run into people that remind me of other people I know. And if you be like, man, are you some kid of so-and-so? They're like, nah, who is that? Man, you know what I mean? Like, we've all been in the state of Mississippi all our lives. We cousins to somebody we don't know.
Yeah. Hey, just like the elder tells us out there in the other city, when you think about the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, we're all cousins. You know, we're all cousins.
That's why you see someone look like you.
Right.
That's somebody with your
That's right, bro.
And you got northern kingdom that look like Judite kingdom.
That's right, bro.
And the Judite that look like a so-called Puerto Rican.
This is Jeremiah 6:16. Thus said the Lord Yahweh will stand you in the ways and see and ask for the old paths.
What's the old path?
And this understanding, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High going into the law, statutes, and the commandments.
They those laws.
The laws, that's right.
Yeah, which goes into the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And then look how rich we were, bro. On top of the royal law, 5 books of King Mashal, we had the book of Proverbs, with the teachings of Sirach. All these were things that developed us as men.
Revelation 2:9. I know your works and tribulation and poverty, but you are rich.
And you know how they know we're Israelites? movie Amistad. When Jacob took over the ship, what did they immediately do? Put on those turbans, pray to the east, and in the movie by Steven Spielberg, they said, Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. And that went over our heads, but I know it went over my head when I was young. But they know who we are, man. The reason why they made Coming to America because they know who we are. I saw the behind the scenes of Coming to America, and one of the Edomites that was a part of like the director of the dressers of the set. She was like, you know, this has never happened in Africa. Well, why did you have to say that? It's like just disclaimer, this never happened in real life. And no, this did happen. We had that really was a Hebrew kingdom in Africa. That holds the Munda thing. Those were Hebrew kingdoms in Africa, man.
You said on that movie, they did what? They prayed what?
They prayed to the east.
Daniel 6 and 10. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being opened in his chamber toward Jerusalem. He kneeled on his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his power as he did aforetime. And the reason why I brought that out because it states that and his windows being open in his chamber towards Jerusalem. So he faced the east and prayed.
Because any Ishmaelite that knows their history, so-called Muslim, they'll tell you that they got there praying 3 times a day or 5 times a day for Israel. That was ingrained in the fabric of our culture. Really, we're supposed to pray 3 times a day.
And there was an Israelite that taught, who's that nigga man that started Islam? Muhammad. It was an Israelite that told him that. Because basically they used that division as a form of craftiness to take over their minds so they wouldn't have to actually go in there with warfare. Right. But it backfired on us, man.
That shows you that we the original Orientals.
That's right.
Orientate those to like Catholicism to turn to the east. You know?
So we're not Hamites. Right?
And Nelson Mandela said when he came over to America that he was here for his people, so-called Africans, man.
This is the book of Daniel 9 and 12. NLT. It says, you have kept your word and done to us and our rulers exactly as you warned. Hence the curses, going to the reproaches, just the mocking, the proverbs and the bywords, anything you can name that has an object of ridicule upon the nation of Israel. Most I put us through a humiliation ritual. So it says, never has there been such a disaster as happened in Jerusalem. So no other nation can compare to what our plight of slavery, what we had to go through. Nobody can compare to that.
Nobody.
And they love slavery. You hear nations are coming towards you, read. You're like, well, other nations went through slavery. Not that type of hardcore slavery that the nation of Israel went on.
Yeah, 400 years of it. Yeah. When slavery ended in 1865, yeah, another 100 years of oppression. Jim Crow. So that's over 100 years of another form of oppression. So by the time you liberated us into your power structure, you was already 400 years up. 1865 to 1968, all right, you're basically 350 years up. Well, 1969, all right. So by the time that's not a fair race. You've been holding us back 350 years, and by the time they say, okay, you can go and be free and this and MLK to liberate you or whatever, guess what? Now we can only enter into your world that we built for you, man. All right.
Zechariah 1 and 15. And I started to. This is Zechariah 1 and 15. But I am very angry with the other nations that are now enjoying peace and security. I was only a little angry with my people, but the nations inflicted harm on them far beyond my intentions.
Like Jim Crow, slavery. Slavery was supposed to end in 1865. They were supposed to tell us who we were. While we were here, send us back to our old country. But no, you further oppress us to speak out of Jim Crow. Alright? We got towns, especially underwater cities now. That's making no account of our labor. There's so many things that you've done wrong that we need to know about. Because you don't know what you don't know. So you don't know about a lot of atrocities this man has done. The one thing I learned about the legacy of my family, when Jake would get nicked or die for no reason in the hospital, nobody talked about it. Like the nature of an Israelite in Mississippi 100 years ago, when Uncle Earl get lynched, Jacobs go back home to take care. So it's so many things that a woman get raped by an Edomite demon. What you gonna do? So a Mississippi nigga couldn't do shit, man. That's why like Mississippi don't have that California spirit.
I was talking to my uncle about a month ago, and he said Esau would rape our women and then basically get a clothes hanger and just beat her private parts, so she would be so sore and tender that the husband couldn't do nothing for days.
And from that perspective, we never owned our women in America.
Yeah, but we still do.
Because in America, your woman was your master's property. Your woman was your master's property. So any given day, our women, not exclusively, will get summoned to Esau. You got that whiskey, that moonshine, you want to get some of that nigga coochie? All right? That's what happened. He summoned our women. Huh? You know?
You can do nothing about it.
Did I say that in Deuteronomy? Go ahead.
So Deuteronomy 28 and 30. Thou should betroth a wife, and another man should lie with her.
So you should get a woman on your kizzy on the plantation, or that demon that was ruling over us, wanted that nigga coochie. All right, guess what? He summoned your wife. It shows you in the movie, the making of a nation, man. Wife got sodomized, man. I'm sorry, the birth of a nation, the water. Also, the movie The Butler. David Banner just routinely hearing his wife getting pregnant, and it sounds like, man, ain't you gonna do something? He knew it was over. He was like, pull fucking brains out, man. All right, that's the legacy that this country was built on, man. All right.
And on top of that, if the wife has a baby, they say the baby's black. You know, so that the white man, he don't have to take claim to it.
We'll praise on So we never owned our wives, because at the end of Jim Crow, around that time, we had women's liberation. So where were they liberated from? Us. So we only had our wives with us for maybe what? The 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. So yeah, it's like 70 years or some shit. So we only had our wives in this country. Slavery ended in 1865. Jim Crow. So we had our wives for 100 years in this country. For 100 years, we had our wives, man. Even when we had our wives, we had to work for the so-called white man. So we never had sovereignty here. It's not natural to go and work for another man like that. That's right, bro. And the closest thing we had to that was indentured servitude, was a system of equity within our nation. For us to come up, man, after 6 years, not working for the time you're 17, now you're 60 and you about to retire.
Come on, man. About you don't have your wife in many cases, because if she want to elevate to that higher level, there's some things that Esau gonna come to her and say you gotta do. You know, and that's whether she tell you or not. You know, because there's a lot of women walking around with some hidden secrets.
That's why I call it success.
Succeed.
Succeed.
She was succeed. That's why I said your wife should be a harlot in the city. And that's why I was saying, after women's liberation, we lost our wife again. Because we don't have our, if your wife can leave you for, we have at-will divorce. If your wife has the freedom to divorce you like back in Egypt, it's not your wife. If our woman can say, I don't want to be with him no more, and she can leave and take your shit, it's not our wife, man. That's why they it's called women's liberation. Who are they liberated from? Us. It's the government's woman. When you say you don't own me, nigga, that's like, you right, Keisha, I don't own you, man.
That's how the family unit became the school. Because when you go into 1 Corinthians 11 chapter, you got the hierarchy. You got Yahusha, the Israelite man, the Israelite woman, the Israelite boy, the Israelite girl. So Esau understands that dynamic. But at the same time frame, he doesn't use that same approach within his family structure. I don't see no Edomite sexy reds, Edomite look hymns, Edomite king bonds, and so on and so forth.
And this demon, he puts our music on a different frequency.
Yeah.
Like if you have the nigga station in your city, then you turn around, turn it to a country station. It's actually a different frequency, man.
And then on top of that, you have the CIA government at a meeting with the prison pioneers, as well as the slash investors and these music execs. And guess what? They all came up with a game plan. Let's make this gangsta-fied music. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a good return on the investment by sending these niggas to prison based on the concept of music. Because they know that shit put demons on you. How do we know? When we go back to the account of King David, he was able to refresh Saul's spirit because it was a demon on him by playing the harp. So if you can use music to take demons on you, you can use music to put demons on you.
Because that's why you on the internet, right? They got something called like the divine frequency. Now you can listen to different frequencies before you go to sleep. You got like the 963 hertz, 428 hertz. Oh, I'm sorry, 432 hertz. Yeah, 432. 528 hertz. So they would say like the 963. That's a crown chakra hertz. The crown chakra, that's like the, I don't want to get all into that. That's like the portal to your house, right? Then you got the lower nature hertz, your root chakra. But they got all type of hertz. They can heal your body of traumas, mental illness, all right? So like I said, how much, so Esau conflicted and put spirits on you, man.
You might hear something every now and then. It might get you to think about something. You damn sure too. Turn on something, you get to bouncing around.
You look at the rock band. When they come out, everybody's just kind of standing around. But when they go to playing their music and get into the banging part of the music, what is Esau and you have some Jake out there doing? They're all doing this and bouncing and
They got Browns in the microphone, people going around punching and kicking.
Yeah, they in the mosh pit going crazy. You play certain songs, Keisha just started twerking. She can't help that shit. But she under the spell of that song, man.
Hey, this is from a website called Steamic.com. It says who and why changed music's tuning frequency from 432 to 440 hertz. It says La, which is spelled L-A, is a musical tone used to tune a musical instrument. At least that's the case in the Western world of music. There's a simple tool called a tuning fork that gives an exact tone a La. The chemical compounds and the way it is being made always generate a vibration of 440 cycles per second, or hertz.
Hey, if you think we're lying, all you have to do is go back to that old Drink Champ episode with Kanye. He's saying the same shit we're saying.
Using zits are added 808 to the rhythm. It says a musician will strike the tuning fork and tune the string of his or her instrument that represents life. From there, it's possible to tune out all the other notes. In Nazi Germany, the Minister of Propaganda.
That's how you come with the program. That's how they program you, man.
So it's like the same hypnosis.
That's it.
You know?
That's it.
So what this nigga did, he weaponized music, man. So it says in Nazi Germany, the Minister of Propaganda, Joseph Goebbels, ordered in 1939 to replace all tuning forks to 440 hertz. Before that period, instruments were tuned 8 hertz, lowered to 432 hertz.
And guess what hypnosis means? The coming on of sleep. So that's what Esau wants you to do. He puts you in a sleeping-like state, and then he basically implants his thoughts, his agenda within you via the music.
That's why classical music, Mozart, music from the Baroque period, so it's so powerful.
Right.
Because it doesn't. When you hear music today, the beat loops and repeats. And they say about a third or fourth group, your mind goes into a hypnotic state or it rebels.
Well, you know what? It's a back and point up. What do you how should I tell people sometimes? If you love me, be my sheep. So basically, that was a spiritual form of hypnosis or a spiritual form of MKO.
Just real quick, like you said, drill rap, a subgenre of hip hop that originated in Chicago Southside, often has a moderate tempo of 60 to 70 beats per minute. However, some producers may work at double tempo, which is 120 to 140 beats per minute. So how you going into it, see how the beats are heavy and slow, and they distorted with those MMA bass lines. You know, that's why they should be real rowdy and shit like that.
And they build a demonic spell. This is a little boy. He was on Bridge Got Talent. And it said he's singing at 963 hertz. He was like a little 11-year-old boy. But it's a particular song that was written. All right, it's called. And Simon gave him like the golden buzzer. You know how strict Simon is. But the boy, the little Israelite boy, was able to sing at 963 hertz because the song is written at 963 hertz. So when he sung it, he put the whole crowd under some type of he put the whole crowd under like some type of emotional trance. So they were all moved emotionally, like, oh my God, because 960 hertz, that's like a divine frequency. So he's singing the song at like this divine frequency. His voice is able to pitch at that 960 hertz. It's a little Israelite boy. So you can Google it, saying boy sings at 963 hertz. And he moved Simon to the point where Simon was like, golden buzzer. And you know how strict Simon is.
Yeah, they say 963 hertz frequency is known as the frequency of divine harmony.
It's divine, because there's no telling what frequency King David was playing that harp on to get the spirits out of King Saul. Alright?
And this is 2 Chronicles 5 and 12. Also the Levites, which were the singers, all of them, of Asaph, of Heman, of Jeduthun, with their sons and their brethren, being arrayed in white linen, having cymbals and psalteries and harps, stood at the east end of the altar, and with them 120 priests sounding with trumpets. It came even to pass, as the trumpeters and singers were as one, to make one sound to be heard in praising and thanking Yahweh. And when they lifted up their voice with the trumpets and cymbals and instruments of music, and praised Yahweh, saying, for he is good, for his mercy endures forever, then the house was filled with the cloud, even the house of Yahweh.
So, I mean, not to get all technical, it's no telling what pitch. Frequency, because Levi means join unto this.
Right.
So they had to have a frequency that really summoned Yahweh. It did. It summoned Yahweh.
Can I read it again? For he is good, for his mercy endured forever. That then the house was filled with the cloud, even the house of Yahweh. So it was so heavily sounded that basically a chariot came from the spiritual realm into the earthly realm.
Hey, that's how you know that Yahweh deals everything off vibrations.
Right.
He deals with frequencies. Like the book Think and Grow Rich. I think he quoted, if you break down the universe, it's basically vibrations and frequencies. Like, not to get all deep, right? When you walk past somebody, you catch a vibe, right? You feel a vibe. But what is the vibe short for? It's vibration. It's their spirit emanating at a frequency. It's vibrating. So, for example, a vibration is when you're at the Grand Canyon and you say, hey! Why does it repeat? Because you have a sound wave. So, but it's sound waves in plural. So it's each wave bouncing off that wall. Hey! Hey! Hey!
So you're saying everything is vibration, right?
Right.
And so it states, and I just Googled this, each word, even when it's not spoken, carries a vibration that can impact your other senses. And the reason why I brought this up for you, Genesis 1:1, and the Elohim said, let there be light, and there was light.
Yeah, he said it. That's why the Hebrew tongue is the holy tongue. That's why you can't speak no damn Yiddish. That's why the holy people is like, man, I'd rather be quiet than speak. Because don't you know our whole nation was built off a portal. Our nation was supposed to align us up with Yahweh. The Most High was so tedious with the purity because we had to stay connected to the source, man.
That's what the mercy seat was for.
That's why babies are pure, right? And what do they come out saying?
Hebrew.
It's the holy or pure tongue. So the Most High, he deals with purity, man.
It shows you there's conscience in the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
So it has to be conscious in the spiritual realm for them to basically come on earth, speak in the form of people.
And the angels be dealing with that because I know the old heads tell you like when they're babies, they be smiling, laughing, like what they smiling at?
Right, they say the angels are playing.
The angels are playing with them. And they see it, but the babies can't talk.
Right.
So, but the babies are in that pure state, man. And like the sister got the afro, man. All right. You know, Jake be getting into like the antennas and stuff, but it's like the afro, it points out. Like when you pick your hair out, your hair doesn't fall to the ground like Edomite. It's like the other way you have static electricity, where you was like in the second grade, you rode the balloon against your hair and you put it on the wall. But you're like Michael Jackson's fro, man. All right, it's like antennas to your Howard, man. They said that Gad could sense the enemy because they had hair. They had long hair. Now, of course, you're not supposed to have hair like a woman, but the fact that Gad had hair, the hair was antennas. But I think the U.S. military did an experiment and they cut the hair and you couldn't sense the enemy. Not only makes you know,
1 Corinthians 11:7. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head.
Yep.
For as much as he is the image and glory of the Most High, but the woman is the glory of the man.
That makes sense why your entry is supposed to be open up top, man. All right, that's your point too. And then when you anoint yourself with oil, you feel a certain presence, man. You know, like God got your woman saying, man, anoint yourself, man. All right, especially in this land of filthiness, man. Whereas this is a vibrational. Babylon, the Matrix, is vibrational warfare. That's why you have weird ass dreams. You have weird ass thoughts. All right, Esau was he's like, okay, look, like right now, like Elder Yashima would say, every sanctuary is probably vibrating at a frequency. I'm speaking as a man at this point. But every sanctuary will teach every camp, it probably has a frequency that Esau can measure. He was like, okay, I gotta get these guys off this frequency. Because they're too close to what's in the sky touching us. If they're doing like these chariots are moving based off how these men are teaching.
And that's the reason why he tries to dumb down the music, destroy your food, destroy your water, things of that nature, because he's trying to interrupt that spiritual connection. And let's just say this, for example, and how tough this is. Hey, when we was in the world, most of us, our diet was bullshit. But Yahweh Shema Shah was still able to intervene and awake us out of that state of sleep. You know, and that was prior to us, you know, reversing the laws, statutes, and the commandments, and eating right. At the allotted time, all the time.
That's why he said we winked at our ignorance.
That's right.
You know, and then totally destroy us because we was out in the world because he had a purpose for us.
Yeah.
And then when we heard that song playing, that's when we, oh yeah, I need to be, you know, this is what I need to follow. You know, and that's the Howard Child voice. And you know, when we come to this word, you know, that's that song that we singing.
That's right. And it's like a light switch, because I remember Apostle Paul was bringing it down. He was breaking it down. I remember when I heard Deuteronomy 28:68, it was like something went inside my head and put the light switch on. And then no one never explained that. Apostle Hart said a long time ago that he had felt the same thing, but it was so long ago. He was on the couch at the end of the world, but he was the only person that I heard just break that down. It's like a light switch come on. And I read it, like you said, when I read it, it was just like, you know, you just see nothing but light on the scripture. It was powerful, bro.
And that's how it was when I first came into when I found out about the 12 tribes. And when I watched the 12 tribes breakdown video, I knew the spirit when I saw Levi and Simeon broke down the issues of the community. And that's when he broke it down. Wow.
Come to find out you're a Levite, you know?
Break down the name, and I was like, that's it. And matter of fact, the night that I watched the video, the night before I watched the video, I had a dream, and they gave me 2 scriptures, and I went to those scriptures, and it was about the night.
It's Matthew 11:15. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is likened unto children sitting in the markets. Matthew 11:15. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear.
Hear what? Hey, get Revelation 1 and 3. Hey, because this is spiritual understanding, spiritual awareness. All right, because we were all in a state of being asleep, in a state of hypnosis under Esau. But now we're hypnotized under the vibration of Yahweh Shema Shah. You got that?
Before I get it, I just thought about, it's funny hearing it because y'all brothers just like me, and y'all said y'all had that light switch turned on, and y'all still remember the scriptures they did. The scripture did for me was Daniel 10 and 5, Revelation 1 and 13. Like, damn, he really is. They're like, well, they were my life. If I don't remember nothing else, I know I can remember them too off the top of my head.
Right. Yeah, I remember the first scripture for me was, I believe, was Job 9 and 24. You know, and that's you know, it was like the one. You know what I mean? The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. Right? Was I think it was Elder Tyler Yah one? Benjamin? Zion one. So yeah. But it just, I heard it, I was like, you know, yeah, but hey man, call Allah like, how about Shema Shai, bro? Because we're fighting against this matrix. It's the most highest matrix. We gotta go through it, man, to get to Zion, man. We gotta go through the matrix. The light at the end of the tunnel is Zion. The tunnel is the goddamn matrix. So we gotta navigate these simulations, these spiritual warfare, man. Alright, to get to Zion, man. And call Allah like, how about Shema Shai? He's taking us thus far. And I believe we do it to the place. So, alright.
This is Revelation 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of his prophecy.
Right, so basically, you have to be able to read. Anybody can read, but you have to be assisted via the Holy Spirit or divine intervention.
You go to the word reading means to know exactly. So,
Via the Spirit, we understand exactly.
Hey, that light switch coming on was what? The angel giving you the spirit of understanding.
That's it, bro. Putting that Holy Spirit on you.
So to know exactly what it means for the Spirit, we have 100% truth.
That's right.
We have everything what it takes for us to lead into salvation in the Spirit. Of course, you're not going to know how big the church is going to be and stuff like that. But as far as things pertaining to salvation, we have 100% truth in the Spirit.
Well, the scripture says the food or raiment, let us continue. So us knowing the basics of the prophecies, that's the food and raiment. Now we'll know what fullness in the kingdom, you know?
That's right. John 17:6. I manifested your name unto men which you gave me out of the world. Yours they were, and you gave them me, and they have kept your word. Verse 7. Now they have known that all things whatsoever you have given me are of you.
Let's start off with the apostles of Great Millstone. Back you up, bro. This is Jeremiah 5 verse 5. I will get me unto the great men and will speak unto them.
The prophets are the great men. How the Most High speaks via the Holy Spirit. Right? That's the mechanism that basically assists us with this divine intervention. It's the Holy Spirit.
For they have known the way of the Lord Yahweh.
They have known the way. Meaning what? Back in the old times. Back from the beginning. And up until now, at the allotted time, now we have resumed where we left off.
In the judgment of their power, but these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds.
Right. What bonds? What yoke? The yoke of Esau. Via the Holy Spirit. So the matrix. So now we're able to have that shining light as we're walking through this matrix, man. And I think about the parable of the wise women, the wise virgins.
Isaiah 52 and 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion.
Right, that's what you brothers was awake.
Go ahead, bro. Get it.
You got it.
No, it's on you.
Because you said the light switch coming on.
That's right.
Awake, awake.
Awake, awake.
Because what happened when your mama turn the light switch on?
And you awake.
Time to get up.
Time to get up.
Awake.
That's right.
You know? Wisdom was like, awake. You know? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Proverbs 21:16. The man that wanders out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Yeah, and that's 2/3 of our people. And as you've been seeing with the past 10 years, there's becoming a greater gulf fix between the 1/3 and the 2/3. The niggas are getting more niggerish, Eve is getting more Eve-ish, but the 1/3 is getting more pure. We're getting closer to our culture, our heritage. We're getting closer to Yahweh. And what did it say in the scripture? Draw nigh to me and I will draw nigh to you.
So when Yahweh shall looking for at the end of the day, that woman gonna remain faithful to him while he's going that long journey. We sucking those oils, we're trying to beautify ourselves with the Spirit. We're trying to get better for him.
Listen to that. We're being prepared for a wedding. So unlike those stepsisters, 2/3. It's funny, yeah, 2 stepsisters, 2/3. Two out of 3. Because it was Cinderella and 2 stepsisters, so that's 3. Then the 2 stepsisters would make 2 out of 3. So the 2/3 like a 2 evil ass stepsisters, man. But they give you 1/3, man. And she was being clean for the wedding, man.
And when how shall I say in Revelation? When how shall I say in Revelation? He want to hold us. He told us to hold fast till he comes. So you think about what the scripture goes to Titus. We should be like the woman should be like keepers of the house. So for the spirit, we have to hope for that woman, that bridegroom, the brides, we're keepers of the house, right? We're waiting for our bridegroom to return.
Because it said a wicked woman is gathered. So 2/3 of our people, yeah, 2/3, they're all in the streets of Babylon. They're all, they can't put the drink down.
They're the gathering abroad.
They love the Babylonian drink, man. Because you know what, they got a lure by the sign that said ladies get in free. You know
about that understanding nowadays. Are we outside?
Yeah.
They know saying that.
Oh yeah.
So they outside the house.
Yeah.
So really, you think about the spirit, meaning they profane.
I was just thinking that. Outside the temple. I was just thinking that.
We're the keepers of the house.
That's right.
And they're calling us because the keeper of the house, like how Eve looks at a woman that's a homemaker. I'm like, are you a slave? Are you basic? Or like, you scared of your husband? You're scared of my husband.
And did not Paul say we're prisoners of the house?
We're prisoners of the house.
We're prisoners of the house.
Cooking, man.
Yeah, the spirit, man. You know?
Alright, so back in Isaiah 52:1, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O
You can reach
Jerusalem.
that back with Jeremiah 6:16. You know, us rehearsing the laws, statutes, and the commandments to the best of our abilities, but it starts with this knowledge, which is inspired by the Holy Spirit.
This back in Ezra 2:38. Arise up and stand, behold the number
That's
of
what you
those.
see now. Wisdom of Solomon in the 5th chapter. We're able to be erected based on the Holy Spirit. Right? Go ahead.
Arise up and stand, behold the number of those that be sealed in the feast of Yahweh from the outside.
And what's the feast? This knowledge. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is the feast. Okay? What did Yahushua say? I will sup with you. Hey, how y'all doing?
That's our faith.
Yeah.
That's what the word about. Our faith is something.
You know you're an Israelite, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm that.
Yeah, you're an Israelite.
I'm this free. My name's free.
Your name what? Free?
Free up.
I'm thinking about free.
I am free.
So that's the spirit,
God,
man.
Jesus is free.
Spirit, bro.
Jesus make it free. You're set.
Well, no, not Jesus.
No, I said you're set free. I am set free.
Yeah, that's right. And well, you know this truth, the truth will make you free.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying, when you got the truth in you, are free. Because God hate a liar.
The sister off the movie Matrix.
Well, okay.
Oh my. You sure right.
Wrong by.
You sure right.
Ain't that something that go take it back, though? So they go to show you that man, that's a good sign. I came back. I came back to the see, God is like our sin. He's working the same way. He's sending his angels in the field. You don't know which way they go. Where God is. Take your way. It's your peace. I am saved. I'm not Lord. I'm with y'all.
Yeah, we just teaching the word.
You know, I'm telling you, not doing that wrong. Outside Lord, he smiles looking down. Because this world lost it. We lost it out of these. But this world is to make it better. How to come back. Those 100 sheepfold, 99, one with a straight out on okay, honey. I found these young men too. I God works still. I miss the bus. Daytime day has always. He brought me work always to the daytime bus.
Oh, yeah?
He tell you something. The bus is so running certain times from Thursday. I got to be in school when he was riding my back. And I seen him sitting out there. They asked me to push me up there. He said, yeah, well, yeah, great. But I came on down through there. That's where he pushed. He said, yeah, when I finished school, my knee. So he pushed. I told him, push me on. You know what I was going to. That's the car and me right here. Could have turned around because I'm trying to get a ride.
You got any leg pedals? You got no leg
Let me
holes?
tell you what happened. I got kids so I need food. They had to take them off, so I can't give them meat.
Okay.
So that's why when I pull, I can't give them meat.
Okay.
So anyway, my breaking this up on one house.
Well, I tell you what, we're gonna get these scriptures and we're gonna get to you, okay? Because we gotta teach
I
for the
just want to
camera.
ask y'all one question.
Okay, what's that?
If every one of y'all, see, I stay up here on front of Rome Handicap. I can't push myself there. I got gas, man. I'm trying to get home. I'm by myself in Tennessee. As long as I can come down. I missed the bus, the last bus I wasn't, I don't know. Until I left me to turn all the buses on. And this is my transition stuff. I want to ask one of y'all, y'all get through doing what y'all doing, okay, one of y'all take me to
Need some money to get there?
what have y'all help me get there?
Well, we got singles and stuff. We can help you out. We're gonna be close in about 15 minutes.
Okay. You have anything to drink on? Thank y'all so much. Yeah, I just need a ride up in my room, so sick along, you know how to get to, I don't have transportation.
All right, so yeah, brother, read 2 Ezra 2:38. We're going into about arise up and stand. Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of the Lord.
Yeah, so who's being sealed? The 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the world. Man. Go ahead, bro. And they're sealed with this knowledge, with this understanding, going into understanding the word of Yahweh Shem.
Meaning that hopefully they're going to have that mark of exemption from judgment. That's why that thou art. You know, it's a spiritual token that these going to be the ones that people going to know in the world. These are the chosen. Right. You know.
Like 2 and 39, which are departed from the shadow of the world.
Meaning what from this system? We're no longer gravitated by this system. Right? Through the spirit of Yahweh Shem, we try to rehearse the laws, statutes, and the commandments, and we're not gravitated by the flesh, but instead by the spirit.
And have received glorious garments of Yahweh.
And it starts with this knowledge. And this knowledge, Lord will, if we're selected and elected, we're going to be saved. Period. Because at this time frame, no one is saved. Right? So we understand that that great deliverance will happen upon the arrival of Yahweh. Somebody get 1 Thessalonians 5th chapter. You do that one?
So back in Isaiah 52:1. So we already know through the spirit what those beautiful garments are. So wake awake, put on thy strength, O Zion.
Right, and that's when you're coming into this truth. Right, you have that spiritual garment on. Go ahead.
It goes to Isaiah the 30th chapter, how people take the covering of Egypt,
right,
instead of the covering of the Most High.
Right.
That's a part of that covering we're doing right now through the spirit.
Right. And so the covering that 2/3 of our people have with the American dream, Christianity, Westernization, and so on and so forth.
So put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city.
Right.
For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and unclean.
Right, because at this time frame, the Most High is only dealing with the elect. And prior to coming to the elect, you have to be born again. And guess what? You're no longer uncircumcised because of that spiritual cleansing.
So Daniel 12 chapter, none of the wicked shall understand.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
Verse 2, shake thyself from the dust.
Right, there's confusion. Because at this, prior to coming to this truth, we was chasing what? The American dream. All right, anything that led to money or just self-understanding, which had nothing to do with the Most High. It's all confusing. But once you are enlightened by the Holy Spirit, you understand that this whole system is geared by Satanism.
So shake thyself from the dust.
That's what we did. Go ahead.
Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion.
Right. So Bill, the Holy Spirit, we're no longer captive. Right? And although the flesh is, because we're still under the rulership of Esau, but guess what? The spirit, we're free as a bird.
We're not in those mental
constraints. That's right. Right.
Man, I know who you are now at this day and time. That's a special gift to have.
That's spiritual power.
Yeah, that's spiritual power within yourself. Knowing that you are chosen people in the Most High. You know? And also on top of that, you know who your power source is, which is Yahweh Shah. That's a special thing to have within this day and time. More so, especially within this grace period. But this is what the Lord is doing right now. He's giving us time to prepare ourselves before He comes. He's going to introduce to the world known as the second coming.
That's right. That's right. That First Thessalonians 4 chapter.
Yeah, I got it. First Thessalonians, verse 5 from the top. This is verse 1. Chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and the season, brothers, we have no need that I write unto you.
Right. In view of the Holy Spirit, we understand that we are extremely close.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Right. So meaning what? At the end of the day, it's all about staying at your post, watching, right? Stand in the Spirit, stand connected to this truth. Now, we understand you got to have breaks and things of that nature, but at the same time frame, we still got to be watching. Because in that Greek, that actually goes into Yahweh Shah's coming back unexpectedly.
Go ahead. I'm going to jump over to the NLT on that.
Read through.
Okay. It said, for you know quite well that the day of the Lord, the Lord's return will come unexpectedly.
Right. And only the prophets is going to be on guard, be of the Spirit, because why? We're practicing the righteous acts. All right, we're practicing the righteous acts. Go ahead, bro.
Like a thief in the night.
Right, and that's what a thief in the night is designed to do, to catch you slipping, to catch you off guard. And 2/3 of our people in America, they are going to die. Go ahead, bro.
This is Yahweh Shah speaking. It says, Mark 13:33, take ye heed and watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is.
That's what you got to do. You got to watch and you have to pray. And then the scripture states in the book of Thessalonians, you're supposed to pray, which goes into bed without ceasing. Meaning it's supposed to be ongoing. You're supposed to do this concept throughout your day. Not when you just get up out the bed or right before you go to sleep. That's supposed to be a continuous process.
Yahweh Shah said, do it not in His presence only, but in His absence.
That's right, right. And Yahweh Shah is who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, because this man, according to the scriptures, was a so-called Negro, right? And he never had a name of Jesus because he was Hebrew. Jesus is Greek.
And the J wasn't created around the time frame that Yahweh Shah was on the scene.
It came with 1526, 1524.
Man, it's like the youngest living ever.
Yeah, it came out 1524.
So it ain't no way they could be the
That's right.
There's no just sign in Hebrew.
Right.
There's no J-E. It's like Jehovah. It's Yah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right.
Yahweh.
God's name, but he put the hook on the I to make the J.
That's right.
And you go back to those slave auctions when our people came over here, and you look at the database, it showed you that the little boys and girls and men and women, they had Yah at the end of their names.
You're right. Right. They had Hebrew names, and guess what? When they died, our people were basically buried in caskets facing east. Why? Why?
Tradition.
Right. Exactly. And then even in our songs, what do we sing about? We talk about
Swing low, sweet chariot. I looked over Jordan.
Jordan.
What did I see?
Jordan. And where's Jordan connected to? The land of Israel. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. So this Mark 13, I'll read 34 in the NLT. The coming the Son of Man, or the coming of the Son of Man, can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. When he left home,
And that long trip is what? The spiritual realm, right? Because he had to actually die in order to get there.
so when he left home, he gave each of his slaves instructions about the work they were to do.
He's slaves. So we're slaves of Yahweh Shah, right? We're prisoners of hope. Go ahead, bro.
And he told the gatekeeper to watch for his return.
And that's what we're doing. We're gatekeepers. We're watching for the return or the arrival of Yahweh Shah, and therefore we won't get caught slipping. Because Yahweh Shah's about to do a drill on this entire society. Says you niggas like drill music.
Proverbs 8:34. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my door.
And how do you hear the words of the Most High via the prophets? Hosea 12:10, because the Most High and His Son is not going to come down here and tell you themselves. They have their prophets. They're ambassadors. Read that part again. They're messengers, right?
Listen back in Proverbs 8:34. It says,
Because we're the house managers of Yahweh Hashem Al-Shah, starting with the Apostles' Great Millstone. That's where you get the term economy from. It means what? To manage the house. So we're managing the business of Yahweh Hashem Al-Shah. So hey, a title could be GMS, economy, or economics.
So blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors.
And that's what we've been doing, following the pursuit of the Apostles' Great Millstone. We've been watching for 30 years, right? And we're doing the same thing. I think the Corn been almost 20?
Or
16, 17 years. So he's been watching at the gates. Same thing with Elder Kazakala, right? So we're following the same method. Me, myself, and the rest of these brothers, man. We're watching. Go ahead.
So that's part of that faithful woman like we was going into, being keepers at the house.
Right.
While the majority of our people, they want to be outside. They got this logic, we outside.
Right.
So by you being outside, spiritually leaning, you're profane, you're outside the temple.
Right.
So the Lord, when he's coming back from that long journey, he will find his wife will remain faithful to him at home.
That's right.
Yeah, keep us at home, keep it in the house.
Because in the book of Esther, how did the women get right for the king? They would soak themselves in oil. What we're doing there from a spiritual side, and the oil is this truth. We're soaking ourselves in oil, man. That's right, bro. Trimming our lamps. And trim means what? To prepare, to make ready. So once we see Yahweh Shah come, because it's midnight. When the Passover happened during ancient Egypt, it happened what time frame? Midnight. So we're in midnight all over again. Nothing is new under the sun, man.
I'm about to say something, Quan. That's why it's imperative to do the work now.
That's right.
Because Yahweh Shai said, the night cometh with no man working. You know, so eventually famine the word gonna be here.
That's right, bro.
You know?
And this Luke 21:36 NLT. Keep alert at all times and pray that you might be strong enough to escape these coming horrors and stand before the Son of Man.
Yep. Watch it. Yep. And one thing you realize, man, everything we go through between the days that we teach, it's distraction. It's a simulation set up to distract you from your mission. And you can't forget that, man. It's job, your woman, your internal mindset. It's a distraction, man. It's all simulated, man. All right, but with that, we want to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Hakadash.
We want to give double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops of the Great Millstone who well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba.
Shalom.
Yeah.